Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to have a cyclist guide on the Bontrager Blendr handlebar mounting system. Bontrager's Blendr system is a modular mounting system that provides an integrated approach to mounting accessories directly onto your handlebars. At its core, it's a three-piece design, so it combines a stem with a base and then various mounts to attach bike lights or bike computers directly onto it. Bontrager has a great compatibility chart on their website as well, so you can take a look at that. If you have some of their legacy products, you want to see which one works with what. What we have here is all of the core products. We're not going to be looking at the integrated bar options or even the taillights and fender options, which they've added to the Blendr system. Instead, this really is the core setup for your handlebars for headlights and computers. So starting with the stems, we have two of the options here. We have the fancy RSL, which is part of their Race Shop Limited series. So a really fancy carbon fiber construction, retails for $288.99. You have titanium bolts, a 7-degree rise, and then various length options. They even include some of the Blendr accessories directly with it. So you get a mono base and the Garmin mount, as well as a universal light attachment. There are also more affordable stem options. You have a forged alloy Pro Blendr here. This is $120.99. Various different rise lengths and the stem length, so you can find the one that fits you. So pretty simple, and again, this includes some of the mounts directly with it. Now, what's specific about these stems is you can see they have a little slot down the center, and this is specifically designed to work with various bases. They also have a $67.99 Elite and a $30.99 Blendr stem, so if you want something more affordable. And they also have a lot of options for integrated bars as well. So with the base, we have the most popular one, the Duo base. So this attaches to the stem, and then you can see you have two GoPro style 2-prong attachments, so you can put two accessories directly on the stem. This retails for $19.99. They also have a mono version and then application specific ones. So if you have their integrated bars, you can just buy the specific base for that. You don't need the specific stem. Now with the mounts, this is what you attach to these, to the base, and this gives you a lot of compatibility to mount different computers and lights. We have the Pro Blendr alloy mount, so it's a nice straight Garmin mount or Wahoo. You have to purchase the puck separately. This is $7.99, and then this alloy mount is $34.99. This is the Garmin puck, and you can see just remove the bolts and attach it there. You also have the Garmin Low mount. This one's $19.99, and they also have a high mount version. With the low mount, you can see it goes down. The high mount would go upward. For bike lights, you have tons of options. You have their Blendr Low Commuter Light Mount. So this one's only $9.99, and you can see it's designed to work with their commuter light. So it's an undermount. So it attaches to the top and then provides a nice low mount, so you can still put a computer above it. You have a generic GoPro mount as well. So you can see pretty slick setup. It takes the 2-prong of the base and then creates a GoPro one with a bolt. So you can use this with more generic accessories. Then you also have a universal mount. So light mount, this works with the ion and flares. Simple tab release and a short extender from the base to the light. Again, there's quite a few options that we're not showing here, like the Ride Time Elite computers, as well as specific mounts for the ion lights. They have a low and high variation of this as well. Blendr mounting system lets you ditch traditional out front mounts for a cleaner integrated design that lets you mount accessories directly onto your stem. And one of the core parts of the design is the stem. You can see, regardless of which version you get, the fancier ones or the more affordable ones, they have the same faceplate design, so you have the same space between here. And then it is hard to see, but there actually is a little tab here on the insides. And that corresponds to these little nubs on the base. So the base is perfectly designed to fit between the stem. And then you can see the little tabs on there slide underneath. So nice flush appearance. So whether you have accessories attached or not, it looks really clean and blends in with a bike. Most of these accessories are all plastic, but you can see everything's nice and short, and because it gets torqued down with the handlebar, provides a really secure mount. Obviously the carbon version of the RSL Stem looks really nice, super lightweight, but you want to get probably the more affordable variations unless you're really counting grams. With the base, you have the mono base or the dual base. You can see with the dual base, you can attach something on top and the bottom. With the single one, you can have one on the top or flip this around and put it on the bottom depending on how you want to position things. You can simply remove the stem and then swap out bases, so you don't really have to disassemble your bike. Just a couple bolts and you can swap everything out. Each of the bases has essentially a GoPro style mount, so you can see a bolt that runs through it and then two prongs on the inside that get sandwiched in with the bolt. With this, you can attach different accessories, so like the Garmin mounts, you can see two prong design, and then you can see a nice tight fit, so it'll slide in here once you loosen the bolt. This is the high Garmin mount. You have the low one as well. So one will put it lower, one will put it higher, so depending on what you want. It's nice to have it a little bit lower, so when you do this, the computer height will bring it right up to the stem height. So it really looks clean, but you can choose the one you want. These are the plastic variations. They have the Pro alloy version that is Wahoo and Garmin compatible. You just have to buy the appropriate puck. And you can see nice metal construction. Again, it's all matte black, and this one just comes out straight. Great thing about this dual one is now you can put a computer on top. You can put a Garmin Wahoo or even the Ride Time Elite, which has this little bit of a rise to it. This has a specific tab design that works with their Ride Time computer. But now underneath, I can put whatever I want. So I can put the Commuter Pro Light underneath. This has a nice undermount, and you can see it puts it right underneath and lets you stack them while still being able to see everything. You can also do a generic GoPro mount. So you can see it just takes two prongs, goes into the base, and then creates two prongs for the generic GoPro mount. So you can put your GoPro on there, or lights. I use GoPro adapters, so it gives you a lot of flexibility. One thing to note is this doesn't have a thumb screw, so it is a bolt-on design. It's a little bit tedious to take on and off, so if you want to take your camera with you, you're not going to be able to swap it quickly. Then they have their light attachments. This is a universal mount. So you can see a little bit of a rise and simple tab. You also have the other design, which is just straight up. And then you can see you just push up on this with a spring-loaded tab. Now let's take a look at the blender setup on our Trek Emonda ALR. So you can see we have the RSL Stem, which is pretty fancy and puts everything right at the center of your vision. This is a really great setup, especially if you have a aero road bar handlebar like we have here, which doesn't really have enough cylindrical area for traditional out front mounts, so you have to put something on your stem. But with this one, you get the dual mounts, and you can see everything's nice and flush. Installation on the bike is a little bit more tedious, as you have to really get the tabs underneath the stem when you're installing the handlebar, so you do have to push them down a little bit. But after that, everything is just bolted directly on, so you don't have to worry about it again. And you can see a really secure base to attach even heavier accessories. Here we'll go over some of the installation and show you various configurations. We have the alloy Garmin mount, so you can see it comes off straight off the top. And then the universal light attachment on the bottom. So we have the Ion front light. So it's a great little commuter front light with daytime visibility, and then you have your computer right in your front of you in your line of sight. With this higher mount version, you can actually see you can do a larger computer as it sits a little bit higher than the stem. Here's the Commuter Pro Light underneath. So the Commuter Pro Light is directional, so with this mount, you can see you retain that directionality, so you don't have to flip it. You can see all the power indicators, and again, you can run dual accessories. Now removing and installing things is a little bit more tedious because it's bolt-on, but here you can see the high Garmin mount. So this is a great option, especially if you have a bigger computer, like the larger Garmin 1080 or other bigger models. With this one, you have more space as it pushes it up above the stem, even more than the flat one. Here you can see the GoPro attachment on the bottom with the NACA airfoil front light. So a pretty slick headlight, and you can see it sits underneath your stem with plenty of space. There also is a low Garmin mount, so this is a great option if you want the computer flush with the top of the stem. So it tilts downward with the same locking Garmin quarter turn design. So if we bring back our IGB Sport, this will only work with the smaller computers. You can see it fits there nice and flush. And again, it's flush with the top of the stem, which is something I'd prefer. Here we have a GoPro on the bottom using the same Garmin mount. And again, it's bolt on, so no thumb screw. So you do have to bolt it on and off. And then once you find the angle you like, you just tighten it down. So overall, pretty slick setup with a lot of options. Now let's go over the scorecard for the Blendr mounting system. We're going to grade on 4 different categories: design, versatility, quality, and value. For design, we give it an A. You have a nice modular setup. So especially with the handlebar setup, you have a 3-piece option with the stem, base, and mount. Or you can mix and match. If you have an integrated bar, you can just use the bases with all the various options being fully compatible. It's also quite versatile, so we give it an A. A lot of options here. You can do lights, computers, GoPros. So you have all the generic options, GoPro, Garmin, Wahoo, and even some of the special Trek options like their ion lights or commuter light. For quality, we give it B+. There's limited alloy options. We would like to see more metal variations or even a single dual mount option instead of the separate attachment points. As far as value, we give it an A. It's a nice, clever mounting system. You don't need a cylindrical handlebar, so if you have aero bars, it's a great option. And it's a really clean design as everything's close to the handlebar. And even if you don't have anything installed, it still looks good. Thanks for watching this cyclist guide. You can see more content from us on our website at thesweetcyclist.com, as well as follow us on Instagram at The Sweet Cyclist. This is The Sweet Cyclist, reminding you to enjoy the ride.